Hello and welcome to WMKCTV with me, Chris McCarthy. The next race on track is the Junior Max Final. And I'm really looking forward to this one. 28 drivers, just like the Hondas on the grid. And it's their first round. You can see the track very, very wet. Look at that spray coming up as they come out the pits. So let's run through the grid for you. On pole position, Max Clark on the Xpree. And alongside him, another Xpree of Lewis Malin. So they're running well today. Luke Collins and Dave Wooder make up the second row, and Dave Wooder was the Rotax International Champion last year, and when he was in the World Final, so really he's hot favourite for this one. Harrison Thomason, another exciting prospect on row 3, alongside him Lewis Horn, row 4 Coker and Stilp, and row 5 Mason, and it's supposed to be Fretwell, but I believe he was late to the dummy grid, which means he has to start at the back. For him, a bad way to get his title defence off to the way, but that means, well, that's good news for everyone else. So here we go, Clark and Malin. Did we get a start first time? Yes, we do. And you can see bumping side pods there as we come through 1 and through 2. And I think Clark's just about held on. Yes, and he's got a couple cart links over Malin, who slots in second. It looks very, very tight for third. Wooder trying to come up the inside. And there's a lot of loading going on here. And inevitably someone has spun, and that's Stilp. And Clark's having to go left and right round him. Just see, in these wet conditions, the loading going on. Stilp was at the front of the domino. And he spun him round, and well, everyone going left to right around him. That may have been good for Fretwell, who was starting from the back and would have wanted to see some sort of contact in front of him to make sure he gained some positions. However, great start here by Clark, who leads. Very low sunlight. You see some of the drivers, there's clear visors on there, probably just struggling to see a little bit, as we've got to move for 4th place, and that, I believe, was Rory Smith going into second. There's the world finalist Wooder in 3rd place, and he'll be looking to get past Collins as soon as he can. He got a great one coming out of 2 there. Will he get past coming up the hill? Collins defends, but Wooder, he comes up the inside, and just up the inside, forces Collins off. And wow, it was a great move, and we had a spinner there. I think that was Jordan Brown in the number 80. The 46 also spun round. That was Parody, I think. There's Clark there, Wooder. And yeah, just I was saying before, Jordan Brown spun. Well, there's Fretwell. And what a start he's had, I was saying. Which is Aaron Drury. And he makes another move here on the 21. And that's Ben Davis. So, great start. And there's 2 drivers off there. I believe that's Malin and I think that's Collins. So out of shot there was some contact. Yes, it was Collins. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but that's left Wooder in second, Smith in third, and Fretwell from 28th for last. In the space of, what's that, 2 laps, 3 laps? He's into 4th place. What a drive. That's the sign of a defending champion there. Well, clearly something went wrong for him before the final, but he's made up for it, hasn't he? And you just made to think what would have happened if he'd have started in his normal position. You see a battle there for 5th. Davis still trying to defend there from Parody. Brown is there in 6th, and having a good run is Jordan Brown. I talked to a lot of him last year, starting the year as a novice in Mini Max, doing very well, and he's just moved up to juniors and having a good first run. I believe he's swapped over to the Vital team, if that livery, my eyes tells me right. I believe he's just swapped over to that, and well, doing a great job, isn't he? So keep an eye on him throughout the year. See Dave Wooder just rushing through shot there. As I was saying, Dave Wooder last year competed in the Rotax International Open in Zuwera, won that, which gained him a ticket to the World Final out in the New Orleans, and competed in that World Final. So it really is a good thing to have on the racing CV to be a World Finalist, because of course you have to qualify, as everyone I'm sure in karting knows. And I believe he did make the finals in that world final. As usually, the Brits always seem to run well in those events. But yeah, as a world finalist at a club, good to see that he's chosen stars at Whilton Mill to come and train himself over the winter months. And yeah, you can imagine it'll be hot favourite for a round like this. Fretwell there in 4th. There's a 21 of Drury, the 19, sorry, Drury in 5th place. 21 of Davis just going into 5th with Malin. We had a spin earlier, of course, out of shot, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Brown gets up the inside of Malin. You can see the spray very, very heavy. As I was saying in the Honda race, it's been raining all day long. And just as we got the camera set up, the rain stopped, which was good news for us cameramen. But, you know, for the drivers, it's... Oh, and we got a spin there by the... I think that was the 48. And he's got to be careful coming back onto line like that. Could have been very, very dangerous there. So I believe that was Inem Coker, who we see take a spin there. Different lines being taken. You can see that the top drivers there seem to be going through the inside of Chapman's, which is rare to do in the wet, as usually that's where, on the rubber, that's where all the water would be. But today, that just seems to be the best line, and the world finalists seem to work that one out pretty quickly. And he's closing in on Clark here, isn't he? I don't think it'll be too long before we see Wooder making a move. Here we go, up the inside at turn 2. That would be a great place to pull off a move, but Clark gets back past. Well, that was a brave stuff there by Wooder. And he comes straight back up the inside at turn 3. So no wasting any time from the world finalist there. Straight up into the lead. Clark there just got to tuck in behind now. And Smith is doing a good job there in 3rd. He's been closing in on the top 2 unnoticed. And he'll be probably have his eyes now on Clark, who's seen drop a position. And he'll be looking to try and get through into that third, 2nd place. You can see all taking the inside line through Chapman's there. And here, just wanted to talk about the changes we've had made to the track over the Christmas period. The track receiving some presents of its own. We had some new curbs installed at the boot section. You can see they've basically, anyone who's raced here or watched here before, they used to be massive curbs. So you're probably wondering why the karts ain't bouncing in the air when they go through that section. That's because the curves have been completely flattened down, and that's made the times get ever quicker. Oh, Smith on the grass there. He was trying to come up the inside of Clark going into turn 5. That would be a brave move, but he's straight up the inside at turn 6. They're still side by side as Clark now runs the grass. Here we come into turn 7. Will Smith look to make the switchback move? He does. Can't quite get up the inside there into Chapman's. And he's lost some time. Oh, he runs the curb. It runs the grass there. Yeah, here we go. You usually see they'll bounce in the air here. But if the camera follows them... Oh, well, unfortunately the camera doesn't. They've been flattened right down, which will only improve the times. And you can see on the exit of turn 6 there, I'm not sure you would have noticed how Max Clark was running so wide. That's because they've extended and made that a nice big flat runoff. So, yeah, that has helped Clark in this situation. That would have been... last year he would have run straight over the grass, but with the new curbs meant that he could run that curb. So, well, Smith, it was brave stuff. Trying to come up the inside to turn 5. I've never seen that one done before, or especially in the middle of a race for the lead. I've seen it maybe on the first couple of laps, but not in the stages we are now. Now we saw Smith feature a lot at the front last season. He started all the way back in 12th place, so doing well. That's Fretwell who's flying there. He prefers to take that wider line, as you probably see. Probably depends on the setups here. With the wet conditions, teams are going to be going with varying setups. It also depends on the conditions of the tyres. Some people may have opted for brand new wets and some may haven't. But yeah, and here's Wood up starting the last lap now. Got a comfortable lead, but yeah, probably depends on the setup of the karts. It's always tricky in the wet conditions, but it's been wet all weekend, isn't it? So they've had some time to practice and change those setups. You can see the sun's getting very low now, so usually you go with the clear visor in these conditions, but perhaps the tinted visor might be preferred But let's concentrate on the leader, because the world finest Buddha, he's drove an absolutely stonking race, hasn't he? Got into that lead, stayed out of trouble at the start, wasted no time getting into the lead, and since then he's been off into the sunset, as they might say. Clark there's going to take second. Smith will be third. Fretwell, driver of the day for me, or driver of the race even, fourth place. But here comes Woodard, takes the win. Probably won't be as happy with that as he was with the International Open, but still taking the win at the Stars and Whilton Mill Championship. That is a good result. Clark there second, Smith in third. You can see Fretwell fist pump in the air there. Will be very, very happy with fourth. A 19. Drury in fifth. Malin sixth. Brown pointing down at his engine there. Butler's had a problem in seventh. 48 of Coco in finished eighth place. Aaron Bass was in ninth, and Luke Collins, who had a great start to the race, but obviously came off with that contact, recovers to finish a disappointing, well, he might probably see it as a disappointing 10th. So what a way to get the junior championship underway. Well done to Dave Wooder. He drove an absolutely fabulous race, as you might expect. Clark and Smith also going home with podium results, but Fretwell, that is the sign of a true champion, getting his title defence underway from the back to fourth. Well, I wonder if we've seen Sebastian Vettel ever do that. Fretwell might disagree. Either way, join us next. The next race on track. Thank you for watching the Junior Rotax final. The next race on track will be. The next race on track, I believe, is the Coma Cadets. So do join us then.